hang on. Let me.
Okay, so today we're here around the kitchen table with Renee Bowdy, and she is going to make Thai lentil burgers.
Yes, and I am so excited because I did a show yesterday. So I do a show kind of impromptu on Tuesday. I never know when it is, to talk about what today's show is going to be on, and talk a little bit about how I prep it and different things like that. So yesterday's show,
Mm-hmm.
can I put this here without? I made this beautiful. I mean, it is gorgeous. It's just, I know I'm all in my spices, but can you see that?
Yep.
It's so great. So let me tell you what's in it. It is white pepper, mint leaves, black pepper, ginger, lemongrass, garlic powder, and cumin.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought because I went online and I found this Thai seasoning. That's what I was asking. Okay, so let me go way back. I use this soup in my lentil burgers. I use a can of vegan soup.
Mm-hmm.
That's my binder. It's my everything, right? So I go to buy the soup. I cannot find it any place. And so I started last week, right? And so I must have went to 5 different stores. And I'm like, all right, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous, because if I can't find it, people who are watching the show can't find it either. So what I did was I decided that I am going to make my own dang Thai sweet potato soup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't be that hard. But shouldn't be that hard. But getting the Thai seasoning was so difficult. So yesterday I made this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you right now, lemongrass and me are not friends, and I'm okay. I don't think that we need to be friends.
I feel your pain.
But when I do rice, when I cook rice and I put the lemongrass right in the rice steamer with the rice cooking.
Mm-hmm.
That is so phenomenal and so beautiful. I love it that way. But to eat it like however dried or whatever, I just can't do it. So now I know I'm just not gonna ever try it again. So I tried this, but it wasn't quite right.
Mm-hmm.
And what really made me mad is that every single place I went on the internet to look for Thai seasoning, it had the same flippin' recipe. It's like nobody came up with anything new. They just copied the same ding-dang friggin' thing, and every 10 websites I clicked on, the exact same thing. Not only the exact same thing, in the exact order. It's like, I was so pissed off. Okay, so hang on.
Take a deep breath. I'm one with the universe.
Love is my superpower, right?
Yep.
I forgot that for a second. So, I decided that I am not going to I will say what I did and say why I didn't like it, which is kind of classic Renee, and then I will make my own ding-dang spice mix that I like. So this is going to go in the compost. I might mix it with, I don't even know if the squirrels are going to like it. Really? Right? So, because they like all my other cooking, so I'm thinking that they're probably not going to, if they have, the same taste buds I do. So I am going to shit can that, and that's why I made this blend. And this blend is turmeric, cumin, coriander, cayenne.
Ooh, it's a lot of cayenne.
it's good though, right?
Yeah.
Garlic powder, white pepper, and mint leaves, right? And you only need where's my measuring thing with the what was it on there? Smidgen. Right? Smidgen. You only need like a smidgen of this to add to everything else. Okay, so that's my story of the flippin' Thai spices, and this I really like. So I made this up already, and this is my second batch because I'm going to give. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this up. And I used all my ground allspice this weekend. So I'm just going to take this little container and I'm going to fill it up and give it to a friend of mine who likes Thai spice, or who will make this recipe. So that's a nice way to recycle those things too. Okay, so lentils. Do you know how to cook lentils?
Sure.
So it's like almost the same as the oatmeal, right? Because it's 2-to-1. Except when you cook them in the rice cooker, it's 3-to-1. I don't know why. So these are organic green lentils, and they're called Clearly Organic. I didn't even know they made organic lentils, but so I'm going to do 1 cup. I already made some up, but I want to show you the difference between, and 1 cup of lentils will make 6 burgers. Hopefully I counted that out right. Okay. All right. So I've got my rice cooking. Yesterday for the show, I baked the sweet potatoes, and we did not eat all the sweet potatoes for dinner. So I'm not going to bake up more sweet potatoes today for the show when I have some left over from yesterday. So but what I will show you is this is the sweet potato from yesterday. So I just roasted it on a pan, not covered, nothing, right? So I washed it, and then I slapped it on the pan, and I cooked it for 400 degrees for 20 minutes. That's because the lentils took 20 minutes as well, and I wanted that to see if they would be done at the same time for cooking show purposes, and they did. It worked out perfectly. So that worked out. So what I do, so with the sweet potato, the skin so beautifully peels just right off.
Wow.
You don't have to do. There's no cutting. There's no. And it worked. This has been in the refrigerator all night, but it did it for the one yesterday too. Right? It's just so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And what I love about cooking a sweet potato like this is that one thing I don't like about sweet potatoes is how sticky they are.
I made sweet potato waffles for Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah.
And I froze the extra waffles. They were the best freaking waffles I've ever had. I had them for breakfast one day. They were so good.
Aren't they good?
Yeah.
I love them. So you can see when I cut them, they stay nice. So you could, I don't recommend cutting into your hand like that unless you've been taught by Polish grandmas.
Do that.
So you can cube them. That's what I love about roasting them is then they're beautifully cubed.
Yep.
And you can put them on salads. You can put, because you can eat them cold. They're just so Yummy. All right, so that's the sweet. So that's how you get the sweet potato going. Now I gotta wash my hands. So for the lentil burgers, it's lentils, sweet potato, seasonings, onions and peppers, and a little bit of breadcrumb as binder. I don't know what this breadcrumb is. I mean, it's panko, that much I know. But it was just in the cupboard in the bag. So I have honestly, I have no idea like what brand it is or anything. I do know it's vegan because I've been trying to buy more, I've been trying to be more mindful of that. Okay. So, oops, I'm okay. Everything's fine. The computer is sort of resting against an olive oil container. Here, how's that? All right, Chef Dennis, do we have any questions?
Nothing yet. No, everyone's just watching.
Okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that the cheat sheet. Remember, I'm making those cheat sheets. Last night I just finished up the potato soup cheat sheet, and that will be on the website. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay, so that was a half of an onion. And then I'm going to do my peppers. These are not Thai chili peppers. I could not find Thai chili peppers, but they're they're the same ones. You know, I think I put peppers in everything.
Peppers are good. They're tasty and they add color.
Yep. And they're good for you. Ugh, smell of onions. Honestly. When I go to heaven, it's going to smell like onions.
Onions and bacon. Sorry. That's my version.
That must be on the other side.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the tracks.
All right, so I don't make this too The other thing that I bought, did I show that? I didn't show this already. So this you can get absolutely everywhere. So this is sweet chili sauce. And it adds, it's so good. I tried it on the sweet potatoes just by themselves, just like this.
I love sweet chili sauce. That is my absolute new favorite flavor.
Just like this.
Yep.
So good.
I use that to make salsa, a fruit salsa with. Use the chili sauce and put in some cantaloupe and other melons or pineapple, mango, and just use that as the binder. Oh my God, it's with some cilantro. Oh,
it's perfect.
yes.
Who knew? Okay. So now is this? Oh, so this is beautiful. Now I'm just gonna use my hands because that's what we do here in Renee's kitchen. We just use our hands.
That's it.
I told my husband, I said, I think I want to knock this wall out so that I could have my camera there. And he said, "You're kidding, right?" And I said, of course I am, honey. It's a weight-bearing wall. I would never.
No.
I would never. But what I was thinking about is taking everything out of this one cabinet and just putting the computer in there.
There you go.
Or a camera. Or getting another external camera and doing it that way.
You can always
Okay,
get an induction cooker too and just do it on the countertop.
Oh, well. Can I use cast iron on that?
Yes. It has to be tri-ply steel or cast iron. And I just have a few. I have like 4 pans I've accumulated only because my other set was not, and I loved it and didn't want to replace it yet. But cast iron works wonderfully on it, and the induction cooker will run you about $100 and is an easy fix. Runs on 1 pan.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of busting out a wall.
I know. You're just that kind of gal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you'll remember from the chili that we made, the secret sauce of making when you're cooking vegetables is to add the seasoning to the vegetables, because then they become friends and it kind of like gets soaked up.
Yep.
So you can see, how much was that?
Smidgen and a half.
Yeah. It was more than a smidgen, but probably a pinch if I had to guess. So I cooked the onions down with this, and so now every single bite is going to have a piece of this vegetable in it, and then it's also going to have
Seasoning.
every single bite's going to have flavor, and that's what you want. And it's going to be consistent flavor, because I made biryani this weekend. Oh my God. It was so flippin' hot. We couldn't even eat it. It was like really disappointing because I put a lot into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is put my sweet potatoes in here. And I'm going to cut them as small as I can. I don't care if they kind of smash up a little bit, because they will.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
It will be. Yes.
And some of those veggie burgers you buy at the store are just awful. So this way you get a nice flavorful veggie burger. You're controlling the ingredients. Oh.
Well, and you don't have to. The other thing is you don't have to use lentils if lentils freak you out. But you can buy. I saw at Target they had a box of. I'm going to turn it. They had a box of lentils that were already cooked.
Wow.
So I forget the name of it, and I didn't buy them because I like to cook my own lentils. But so you can make this by buying. If you walk into Target, you can buy. There's actually they have this mango salsa kit. If it's a super Target, they have this mango salsa kit, and I can't remember I know I talked about it on the show before, but it's got peppers, onions, mango, jalapenos, and something else in it. Lime.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of lime, and lime, and you could just buy that kit, right? And you could buy the lentils, and you could mix it together with some crumbs, and then then you'd have it, right? You would have to do, if you don't want to be in the kitchen and cut your vegetables and do it, you can buy all of this stuff without doing that. Okay, so this is a half of a lime. And one thing that I did learn about Thai cooking is that they do use a lot of lime. Lime is what they use versus lemons.
Yep. Yep. Renee, I'll be right back.
Okay. So then I'm just adding this lime. Zest. Okay. Gosh. On the back of my zester, look at how much yummy goodness I almost got rid of. All right. Waste not, want not. Okay. So, oh my gosh, this smells so, so good. Now I'm going to put, these are my lentils that I've already cooked on the stove.
Mm-hmm.
And then how I keep, so I usually don't cook them on the stove, but I wanted to keep the show going. What I usually do, I keep my lentils in let me do one thing at a time. So I keep my lentils in little jars like this. Mm-hmm. If I have more lentils, I use a bigger jar. And then I label that, you can't really see this, but it's labeled lentils, and then the date that I opened the package, and then the ratio. So this says 1 to 2, so 1 cup lentils, 2 cups water, stovetop, because the ratio is different for the rice cooker. And then I'm actually measuring, Chef Dennis.
Woo-hoo.
I know, right? All right. So that's about right. 1 cup of lentils makes 2 cups cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you could just eat it like this.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You could just eat it as, I've served this as a hash before, and it was super, super yummy. But we're not doing that today. And I'm not putting this pan on my cutting board again because I did that last time. And
Melted.
No, it's a wood cutting board. I just have a cast iron circle on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go that there. I just said I wasn't going to do that.
I hear you.
I'll just push that. Okay. So how's that? All right. Olive oil. So I'm just going to coat the bottom of this in olive oil. I'm going to let it kind of heat up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm going to add in I should measure that. I added 3 tablespoons exactly. And then I want all of that flavor like completely mixed in so that there's not like a hot spot. Okay. And then this is the only tricky part to this whole, this is 1 cup of breadcrumbs. So I probably added half of it in. And you want to have a nice consistency to hold together, because there's kind of nothing worse than a crumbly lentil burger. It's gonna need the whole thing. And so many things determine how much breadcrumbs you're gonna put in. So I'm putting in the whole amount, but my lentils are more moist than what they were yesterday. So, so you kind of have to gauge it a little bit. And it's not hard. I mean, if it looks, you can tell. You can just tell. Or drop 1 burger in, and if it completely falls apart, then you know you need to add more. And if you don't have breadcrumbs, you can use, you can make your own toast and then zoom it. Or what I do is, if I get the ends of bread, I just toss it in the freezer. And that's what I did for that gnocchi pesto, recipe with the fennel. Yep. Oh, so good. So I still have that leftover bread in there. So you can make your own toast. You can save your breadcrumbs. You can use stuffing. And as a matter of fact, stuffing, when I make my family meatloaf now, I use sage stuffing as the binder, because they're off oatmeal, and I don't like it with rice. So so stuffing works amazing. And the thing about stuffing is that it's always the same and it's always consistent. And when you're cooking for kids, that's my kids' biggest thing, is they want it to taste the same every single time. Okay, so this is smoking hot now. So I kind of smash them together, and then shape them. And this is going to make more than 6, I think.
It looks that way. But you can freeze those, can't you?
Oh yes, you can. I would cook them first,
yes,
and then freeze them, because these thaw pretty easily. And what I've actually done is, on road trips, just take the frozen patty and put it in the in the lunchbox, and then it turns out really well. I mean, it thaws by, within a couple of hours, and then you have a nice cooked, it's odd that this pan is not, do you see how the oil is all going to one side? It's weird. Okay. So I would say, I'm going to do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now, Michael had said that'd be really good mushroom stuffing, too.
Oh, yeah. Hey, maybe I should do that for my regalia at Christmas Eve. So how much will this really make? So 2, 4, 6, 8. Should I put this all in one? Yeah, why not? So it'll make 9. I suppose it probably would have made 10 had I
portioned them.
Yeah, tried to plan that out.
But you usually don't think of that when you have a little bit left and not enough that you should have.
Story of my life. Okay, let's see. This one in first. Uh-oh. Oh, that's perfect.
I'll take the one with the crust on it.
The burnt one?
Yeah, that's my favorite. I like some more texture.
Well, I'd be the perfect cook for you. The kids said the other day, I said, dinner's ready. Come on, guys, quick, quick, quick. And they're like, we didn't hear the smoke alarm go off, Ma. We didn't know it was dinner time. I'm like, funny. Funny kids. Yeah, did I post on Instagram last night the photo of them?
I saw something.
I can't remember. Can't remember if I did. I know I did the sweet potato, and I thought I did something else. So that is Thai sweet potato lentil burgers.
Excellent.
And they're so good. Oh, so let me show you. So this is my lunch today. And this is, I actually feed one of my kids' soccer coaches because he's a no meat athlete. And so I love taking him food because he gets so excited about it. So this is going to be my lunch, and then I'm going to do it to go for him. Hi, Donnie. Thanks for coming. So this, here, I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, no, right?
Yeah.
So this, I'm going to turn this off now, and then I'll probably just let them. Which one do I want? I think I want this one. I'm going to put that right there. And then I have this really super yummy spicy yellow lentil hummus. And I am going to put I love how it looks. I love how it tastes. Right on the side there. So that's it. Doesn't that look good?
That looks delicious.
I know.
Most of my life without eating hummus, and then I found it, and I love it.
This is a better shot. So this is lunch, and I'm going to show you. The thing that I want to show is that it's like, okay, so I wanted to show you how it crumbles. So it's not like these are still super hot. So as these cool down, they will kind of go more together, right? So they will break apart, but they will also, they're not like crumbly, right? It's one thing that I hate when I bite into a burger and it's just like all over the place and I feel like I'm trying to catch what I'm eating. These do this a little bit right now because they're hot. But those breadcrumbs really help bind it together and make it wonderful. And I don't eat mine in a sandwich. Mm-hmm. I eat mine with a salad and a little bit of that lentil stuff. Okay. Well, great, Donnie. It is my lunch. It is my lunch. Okay. So this is I did not show this. So this is my potato soup cheat sheet, and I will have this on. I will have this available on the website, so ReneeBowdy.com. I will have this on the website as your cheat sheet on how to make potato soup. So every blog that I do, I follow it up with a blog post that has the recipe, has the blog embed in it, will have the YouTube, because I take these and put these on my YouTube channel. So it will have the YouTube URL in it. And then I will have this for each blab cheat sheet, cooking cheat sheet. So this is, this will print out in like, you know, a normal piece of paper, 8.5 by 11. So if I keep blabbing every week, after a year, you will have a year's full of vegan recipes.
Excellent.
How crazy is that?
That's amazing.
You make your own dang cookbook.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, don't print it out, right?
Absolutely. And even non-vegan, these are wonderful alternatives to eating meat, and we should all cut back a little bit on meat. Even if you're not a vegan, you should cut back on the amount of meat that you eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the other thing is that, coming up in soon, I will be doing the thing with the CSA, where I will have a show on the vegetables that are local to me, which would be across the Midwest, and how to cook them, how to store them, the nutritional value of them, and maybe a couple recipes, maybe not my own, probably not my own, because most of the vegetables that I get in the summer, we just eat raw. I don't even dip, because I'm trying to get the kids out of the dipping, because the culture is so dip. Would you like a dip with that? No, I just want to flip and eat the radish. I don't want to dip it in anything. I just want to taste the flavor of this amazing raw vegetable. So like a watermelon radish. Mm-hmm. People, you see that and they don't even know what to do with it. So, and most of those things I eat raw, so those aren't exactly cooking, but I guess maybe, I don't know what you call that. A raw recipe? Yeah.
Well, there's that was a big craze for a while. It still is. You still find raw restaurants around, but it started out, and it's a particular niche. And there was actually a movie that I saw. It was a bizarre movie, but it was some kind of virus that everyone got, and your senses started to drop off. And the first thing that went was your smell, and then your taste went. And so first nobody went out to eat anymore. It was like done. And then some chef decided that texture and color would make up for that, because you would hear sounds when you ate. So that would stir your memories to what you were eating flavor-wise. So then they were making everything that made different sounds and had more eye appeal to it, rather, since you couldn't smell it and you couldn't taste it. And then they lost that and they were screwed. So yeah. So it is important to make things visually, things you hear, textures, all this works into food, and people tend to forget that sometimes and just think about the flavor.
Mm-hmm. So, Chef Dennis, what are you making next?
I am making bread. I'm making artisan no-knead bread, and I have not made it. Actually, I've not made bread probably in about 3 years.
Wow.
I made the recipe. It's so simple. I forgot how fast it was. I threw it in the mixer, and 3 minutes later it was done. Put it to rise and cut a hunk off it this morning, put it to rise. And that was me getting up to go get it out of the oven, because I wanted to have a loaf done to show, and have plenty of time to cool so I could cut it too. Because you can't cut hot bread. Otherwise you screw it up as much as you want to. So I'm doing that today in different phases of it, and we'll have that ready to go.
Oh, that sounds like a great.
And Christine is making vegan banana cream pie.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I love banana cream pie. Oh, your daughter's in labor? Grammy, Donnie.
Seats open if you want to come in.
Yeah, Grammy, come in. Tell us about your daughter. She's going to have a baby. Oh. Okay, the moment we've been waiting for. This has nothing to do with
cooking.
Okay.
I know. I'm so sorry, but just as I got in here, my phone rang, and I've been answering that phone. I'm gonna cry. Her contractions are 5 minutes apart, and she's looking for, honestly, right this minute, she's looking for a bathtub that she can go in and just rest in, because she's only dilated to 2 and it's not time to go to the hospital yet. And so she was calling me to ask me if I thought my parents would be awake. And I'm like, well, yes, at this part, yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so she's in labor, and I expect to have a brand new grandbaby by tomorrow.
Yay. And when do you leave?
I am leaving on the 8th, so a week. I will go in a week, and so I get to see the brand new. It'll be lovely. Oh my goodness!
Yay! So exciting!
I'm sorry, Dennis. I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
But here's the thing. The first thing that they tell me is now you can't tell anybody, and in my head, what I hear is you can't tell anybody in Utah.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and we promise not to tell.
This is my middle daughter. It's her first. She's the one who's the most like me, and we've been, when she calls, I've been answering the phone. She calls, I pick up the phone, and I say, how far apart are your contractions? And she laughs, and we go on with whatever the conversation is. And I just now, how far apart are the contractions? She says about 5 minutes. I'm like, wait, what? Really? So yeah, it's I'm jumping up and down, exciting, and okay. Oh, Renee, does this not look so good?
I know.
I'm telling you, I'm watching. As you're serving this up to yourself for lunch, I'm like, I need to eat.
You need to come over and eat. Right?
If you weren't what? I think it's 6 hours away from me. It might be longer. Oh, but yeah, that's great.
Oh. So can I just say something else here?
Go.
So Chef Dennis, these are Donna, you can stay if you want. So these are the lentils that were cooked in the rice cooker.
Right.
So can you see the difference in them?
Yes, they're perfect.
So these are not mushy at all. Not that mushy is bad, because you're going to stir them up anyway. And they are, I love my rice cooker, but they stay perfect like this.
Yeah.
So if I were going to make a cold lentil salad, or a tabbouleh kind of a salad, I would use these lentils because they stay nice and firm. And
have you ever done your bulgur wheat or any of those grains in your rice cooker?
Yes, actually. I have a whole list of, I do polenta, quinoa, all my different rices, farro. How many more are there?
Aramanth, spelt.
Yeah, I don't use spelt because I bake with that, and I use it as a binder more.
It's amazing I know those.
Wheat berries.
I love wheat berries.
Wheat berries turned out phenomenal. I should do a wheat berry. Where's my pen? I'll do a wheat berry salad coming up.
You know what I used to do with most of these grains, in order to get them to come out right, I would pour that boiling 212-degree water out of the coffee maker, and I would cover the grain with that and just let them take their time and get big, and get soft and ready to eat. And that's how I usually make it at school, because I didn't have a rice cooker and didn't have time to stand there and watch them. So I would just put them in the pot, fill it up, and then if it needed more hot water, add it, and then dump it out, drain them, not rinse them, and then use them for salads. Rest and swell. There we go. Yeah. That was always my method.
Yeah. So I make polenta in my rice cooker, and I just I just did that. It seems like everything was just yesterday, but Dennis, we've been doing this show for almost 2 months now.
Yeah. How about that?
It's crazy. So a while back, I did polenta with onions, peppers, and pumpkin seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And the polenta and a little bit of earth balance because it was vegan. And I just put everything into the rice cooker and it came out perfectly.
Really?
And then my family likes a more traditional polenta. So I took out my portion and then I put the polenta that wasn't kind of firmed up. I put that in a loaf pan, a glass loaf pan, and I just let it sit for, kind of cool down. And as it cooled down, it firmed up. Mm-hmm. And then I cut it, sliced it, and served it as polenta the way they like it.
I see more and more, though, that chefs, because I was never a huge fan of polenta that way, the hardened way. And that's how I first learned to make it. You had to stir it until it was like almost rubber. But I see more chefs using it softer, like a grit kind of consistency.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this is really good.
And the nice each way has its own thing or has its own place in the kitchen. But I like it firmed up because I like making these tiny little strips of it and then laying it on top of soup because it's like the upper layer of soup. And I've got the sun shining in. So it's the upper layer of soup, and then you can put stuff on the upper layer, right? So because soup, it's so hard to like build your soup up to make it interesting.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of that's fun when you can build up on your soup. Okay, so did we cover everything? I think we did.
Yeah, that was great. It was easy. It's something you can make ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's something you can almost use out like you did with the sweet potatoes leftovers. And I could see that. My mind's going while you're making that, and I'm thinking black beans might have been nice in that with the sweet potatoes. There you go.
So yeah, that was my other thing. Is that you can use, rather than the lentils, you can use black beans, or you can use white beans, because then the white beans are beautiful because you get I don't mash mine up, right? So you get the look of a white bean, a tiny chunk of the pepper, the onion, the sweet potato, and you can actually like then see everything that you're eating. Yeah. It's visually, it's very appealing to me. Yeah. I'm not really into like always having mashed. I like to chew my food.
Yeah, you got teeth. Chew your food. Right. But no, I think that looks a lot better. It makes a much better appearance. Because at first I'm thinking mash, and then when you're putting the whole pieces, I'm going, wow, that's a lot better. Because then you get to see what you're eating. And really the sky is the limit to what you can add in here and how you can flavor it. I mean, you could easily change out the beans and flavor one like a southwestern flavor, make one a different. So you can just change them up and have a different recipe for all different days so easily. And then you could flip that into a meatloaf too, right?
Yes. Now, if I were going to do this as a meatloaf, I would probably add nuts, and I would probably add mushrooms, like portobellos, and I would make it not blended but less chunky, right?
I made that one spicy meatloaf, but I had included collards in it. I bet that would be tasty in them too, mixed in some greens woven in. So yeah, you're making me think now, and I'm thinking all the delicious ways you can do with not meat. It's great. Right.
And you don't have to have it as a burger.
Yeah.
It's as hash. It is, I've served this variation. I made it more of a Mexican flair next to hash browns. and then kale.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the breakfast. That was, I made a huge batter of it, so it was like 3 lines of this super yummy food, and I served it. No one asked any questions. No one. They were just like serving it up and eating it, and dishes went back in the dishwasher. And I'm like, wow, that was really easy.
Yeah, I was going to tell you to take a picture of it before you when it was just all the raw stuff, all the stuff in the pan, when everything was all colorful, when it looked more like hash. Because that would have been lovely. And then, or that, and here I am thinking again, for those of us that it's not necessarily just not meat or vegetarian, is cracking a couple eggs over top of it, putting it in the oven, and there's your breakfast, man. Serve that up with some tortillas. I'd be in heaven.
Yeah. Or you can do like little, for the kids, I used to do little muffin cups.
Yeah.
So I would do hash browns, and then crack an egg in the hash brown, and then just put those in the oven. And then by the time everyone, came in to eat breakfast, it was ready to go.
Wow.
Only 15 minutes, right?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it's portioned out, so no one is, thank you. Yeah, so that for the kids, no one is getting, he got more yolk than I got, or he got more white than I got, or, it's all just portioned out.
Yeah.
Honestly, they'll fight over it.
I know.
They count the pieces of ice in their glass.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
That's funny. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go set up for my bread. And thank you so much. And next week, what are we making? Do you remember?
Corn chowder.
Corn chowder, vegan corn chowder.
Corn chowder, because these recipes for the next little while are all going to be root vegetables, things that you would either have in the freezer or things that could be wintered, right? Winter root vegetables, things like that.
Yeah, you eat towards the season, and that's the best way to eat. You eat what's available in the season. So
yes. Because that makes everything more sustainable.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what we were meant to do. That's why we've got so many issues, is because now we want everything that's grown around the world. So let's get back to the right way. All right, Renee. So thank you so much, and everyone for dropping by around the kitchen table. We'll see you next week. I'm coming on at 12:05 with Artisan No Knead Bread, and then Christine Thomas is coming on at 1:15 with a vegan banana cream pie. So we'll see you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Bye.